All right, so it's going to be another bad movie review. This is going to be on Dolittle from 2020. It's directed by Stephen Gaghan. It's the Robert Downey Jr. led, Dolittle movie, Dr. Dolittle movie, where he goes on this voyage with these animals, and you got recognizable names for the voice actors for the animals and all that. Uh, Everybody was talking about this when it came out, that it was really bad, and I remember I saw it because of that. I was like, okay, I got to see this, and yeah, it is bad. I remember it was either one of or the last movie I saw in the theater before everything shut down for COVID. And I was like, yeah, this is really bad. All right, like people are not lying. So in this, we have Dr. John Dolittle, played by Robert Downey Jr. It starts off with this animated sequence where it's telling the backstory. He's a doctor. He learned the language of the animals. He can talk to animals. Really made a name for himself. So the queen set off this area as an animal sanctuary, and he lives there with the animals. And he ends up meeting his wife, Lily, who's an explorer, and they get married. And she ends up going on a voyage to find the Eden tree, and she ends up shipwrecking and ends up dead. After that, he's just a shut in, and he stays there with his animals, doesn't see people, things like that. So then we have Stubbins, played by Harry Collette. He accidentally shoots a squirrel because he's out hunting, even though he doesn't want to hunt. He accidentally shoots a squirrel, so he brings the squirrel to Dr. Dolittle, somehow gets in, and Dr. Dolittle treats that squirrel. And the boy, he's really into animals. That's why he didn't want to actually hunt and things like that. And so he actually is like, hey, I want to be your apprentice and learn how to talk to the animals. So he's around for the rest of the movie after that. So the plot here is that the queen, Queen Victoria, she's sick and dying, and so she sends for Doolittle because she feels like he can do something about it. And even though Doolittle don't want to go, if the queen dies, they end up losing that sanctuary. So he's kind of forced to go, or him and his animals will just be out there with no home. So he goes there, and he realizes that she's being poisoned, things like that. He realizes he needs to go on that same voyage that his wife died on, to go find the Eden tree and get the fruit from the Eden tree so that he can actually heal her. As far as positives, I did like that animated sequence in the beginning. It's not too long or anything like that, and it does give a good background into the backstory of this version of Dr. Dolittle, his relationship with Lily, and what happened to her, things like that. I actually like that. I think it was well animated too. Also, I think that the whole thing with the language, where the animals, he doesn't have like some magical power or something like that, or some ability that only he has. That the animals are just speaking their own language, and he learned how to speak that language to understand them and be able to talk to them. And the movie actually does this thing where it transitions from just hearing the animals make the sounds they usually make to him being able to talk to them, and you actually hear him speaking the way that they doing the noises that they make to speak with them and things like that. I was like, okay, that's a creative way of doing this. And then easily the best part of this movie is Antonio Banderas. He plays King Rasuli. He's the ruler of this place with the bandits and stuff like that. We'll get back to it. But he's actually really good in a movie full of silly, goofy nonsense, bad dialogue, horrible jokes, and annoying characters. He stands out as being really great. There's actually a point where, even though he wants to kill Doolittle, he identifies with him because Lily, Doolittle's wife that died, is King Rasuli's daughter. So it's complicated where he does want to kill Doolittle for running off with her, taking his daughter from him, and now she's dead. But because that is his daughter, they share the grief of losing her, and so they connect on that level. And that was actually good, really good. I felt that emotionally because of how great Antonio Banderas plays it. I mean, this character is out of place in this movie because he's just so good, and he's like, oh, okay, this is an actual character I can kind of get emotion and things out of. This is a fucking silly ass movie, man. I'm sorry. It is so goofy. It's so embarrassing. The world is all messy and all over the place. It is just like there are so many points in this movie where I was like, what the hell am I watching? Let's start off with Dr. Dolittle himself, Robert Downey Jr. in this. I'm not sure what the hell he's doing. I'm not sure. The way that he talks in this is crazy. Like he talks really fast and he talks in a way where his mouth doesn't really move all that much and it just makes it really unintelligible. Like he's like it's okay to be scared. That's really the way that he talks. It's crazy. Short out in a journal. It is the doctor is not in. That's that is the way that he talks throughout the movie. Man, I had subtitles on rewatching this thing yesterday, and even with the subtitles on, I had to keep going back because I was like, "What did he just say?"
The Queen's own hope is a cure that's never been tested, from a tree that's never been seen, on an island that's never been found. We've no choice but to embark on this perilous journey to obtain the fruit of the Eden tree. The Eden tree cannot be found on any map. And to call this an island is to suggest this is of our world. And it is anything but.
It's such an odd choice, and it's just so embarrassing for him. They got him in these crazy outfits, doing this crazy stuff, and talking like this. It's just, it's really, really embarrassing. But it's not just him. We have the animals. So beforehand, when you see the squirrel get shot and things like that, the squirrel's just a squirrel, right? Then you also see the polar bear. The polar bear is just a polar bear. Once you can actually understand these animals, they cease to really be animals. They really are just like cartoon animals or like anthropomorphic characters. I mean, it is just, it's ridiculous. Like they're just constantly talking and telling jokes and things like that, bad jokes. The polar bear is always cold and things like that. It's just it's really obnoxious. They never shut up. They are just constantly just talking, and either they're saying a bad joke or something annoying, or they're just saying something that doesn't really matter, and it feels like they're just filling dead air. They are so obnoxious in this, right? And it just it gets worse and worse to where you even as the movie goes on, you have characters where it's like, okay, these are supposed to be animals, right? Like it gets to a point where we see a rabbit, I think it's a rabbit, in a cell. It's like, why is this rabbit locked up? And then this rabbit is talking to Dr. Doolittle, and he's like, I had 50 grand on, that tiger because he's getting attacked by a tiger at that time. We'll get back to that stuff, but he's like, oh, I had 50 grand on the tiger eating you or whatever. And I'm like, okay, this rabbit had 50 grand? And then like also, who the hell is he betting this on this with? It's like, and then right after that, or not too long after that, you see a orangutan. I believe it was an orangutan. And he walks up in a hat and he's like dancing around. I was like it's like he's just like a tourist. Like he's just there on vacation or something. I mean, it gets to a point where like they talk so much and they're such cartoony, silly characters that they really might as well be wearing clothes and have jobs. Like it might as well they might as well just be anthropomorphic, like and just be animal characters that are basically humans. You got the ostrich and the polar bear, which is John Cena and Kumail Nanjiani. You got them. They're being annoying. They have this thing where they start off not liking each other, and they have this back and forth where they're where they're arguing and things like that. None of it is amusing at all. Then you have them, starting to get along because the polar bear saves the ostrich. And so now it's like, oh, hey, bro, hey, bro. Now they're bros and they're getting along and stuff like that. And it's like, bruh. I mean, the CGI in this movie is so bad. Like the animals do not look good at all, especially when they're interacting with really any movement that they make, but especially when they're interacting with Dr. Doolittle or any humans or Stubbins or whatever. It looks so bad. Like in the beginning, you have Dr. Doolittle riding on the ostrich and he's like crashing around when they go to see the queen. Looks terrible. So you make them basically the characters in the movie. They're on the voyage with him, and you put them in peril and things like with the ostrich getting saved by the polar bear and stuff. And because they don't look real at all, it's like there's no actual like stakes or anything like that in this. It's already a really goofy movie, so there's no really real stakes anyway. But like it's like, okay, that's not a real polar bear. That's not a real ostrich. It's not believable. I was like, okay, so you can put them in parallel all you want to, but I don't feel shit. Also, we have the squirrel. The squirrel is played by Craig Robinson, right? Like I said, at first the squirrel's just acting like a squirrel when he gets shot and everything like that, and then when it's able to talk, it's like, oh, okay, it's a full on character doing lame ass nonsense. But you have this storyline with this squirrel where the squirrel, being accidentally shot by the boy, is now wanting revenge against the boy.
Revenge.
That whole thing goes nowhere. Just for him to do shtick, which is just instead of doing Captain's log, he's doing Kevin's log. He's doing that, and he's talking about the tree and the voyage and things like that. He's not really focusing on the boy at all, really. After that, right? He's not attacking the boy. He's not trying to push him off the boat when he goes on the voyage with them. He's not, trying to turn the other animals against him or trying to sabotage him when he's trying to help Doctor Dolittle and be his apprentice. He's not doing anything. It's like that he just comes in every now and then to be like Kevin's log, yada yada yada, and that's it. It's like completely dropped, right? It's just one of the captain's log thing. All right, part of the really bad jokes in this is that we really force references that don't fit and are just completely forced into the movie.
You come to me for this on the day of my daughter's wedding.
Wait a minute. Which daughter? It's not Sheila?
That Godfather reference, that is horrible. Like, I don't know why that's there. And the whole thing with that, where the dragonfly is like really obsessed with the aunt's daughter getting married because they dated for 2 weeks. It's like, what the fuck is this world? It's all over the place with like, okay, they speak their own language and he learns their own language. It's like, okay, how are they talking to each other? That doesn't make any sense now, but whatever. It was an interesting thing, but whatever. But the worst animal in this is definitely the gorilla, and that's, played by Rami Malek in this. The gorilla, his whole thing is that he's a coward. He's always afraid, always. Just about always. He's like, and then, like, being afraid of whatever's going on. I mean, it's to the point where they're on the boat, and they're being chased by, the Blair character, played by Michael Sheen in this. That's the main person that's going after them and things like that, chasing after them on the voyage. And he's scared immediately. Like, yeah, they're shooting cannons, but he's afraid just immediately. And then also, to get away from them, they have to attach their ship to a whale and use the whale to, be faster and get away. And Doctor Doolittle's doing stuff. He's in like a scuba suit and he jumps in there and everything. The polar bear jumps in there, is doing stuff, and all he has to do is hold a rope and pull Doctor Doolittle back on after it's done. And he's screaming and yelling during that. It's like, come on, like what is up with this character?
Now remember, courage is not the absence of fear.
Wait! You got cut off! I can't hear you! I need the second part!
No time, Cheech. Let's go.
Oh,
He's just scared all the time up until he finally gets to, get courage or show his courage when he fights a tiger, the tiger that's supposed to kill Doolittle when he gets captured on that island. And he kicks the tiger in the balls. Oh, my berries, because the tiger's name is Barry. It's like, okay. But yeah, that gorilla was getting on my last fucking nerve. Really, all the animals in this are just they're so obnoxious. They really never shut up. The plot in this movie is so bad that even explaining it, it feels like the movie is even calling it out. So the whole thing where Doolittle has to go on this journey because if he doesn't, they'll lose their animal sanctuary. And it's like, okay, he's like, oh, wait, hold on. That agreement that was supposed to be, for life. Like I have a deed to this for life. And then one of them was like, oh no, it's for the queen's life. So when the queen dies, then you just lose it. I was like, what kind of agreement is that? And they hand wave it away by being like, oh well, he let the monkeys go over the agreement, the original agreement. It's like that's stupid. That's not getting you out of hot water with this bad writing. But he goes down there to see the queen. The queen's sick. He talks to this this I guess it's like a squid or something uh, that's right next to the queen's bed. And so obviously the squid's seeing stuff and he can actually talk to it. So he puts his head in there and he's talking to it. And at first the squid doesn't want to talk. He's like, oh, snitches get stitches. I was like, oh my God, the writing. But eventually the squid's like, yeah, no, she's being poisoned. And so he knows that right from the beginning. So he could expose the person doing it, like find that out and expose it right then, but he doesn't. Instead, he tells the little princess that went to go get him. that she should just make all of her food and serve it to her until he gets back, and then leaves the dog, who I believe is played by Tom Holland, to watch over her so she doesn't get poisoned anymore. But she's already dying, so I was like, whatever. But like, yeah, the whole idea is that he has to go on this voyage to go to this island that nobody's ever seen or been to, that his wife wasn't able to make it to. To go there, find the Eden tree, get the fruit, and they have to get it by the 17th of the month or something before the solar eclipse. It was like, I don't know what the solar eclipse has to do with this. I don't get that, but he has to go there and find his fruit and then hopefully get back by the time she dies from this nightshade poisoning. Is like, you guys just came up with whatever, didn't you? So they get on the ship and they go on this voyage, or start to go on this voyage, and then Stubbins, he's back home now, and he has to just leave home because some giraffe and fox came to get him. It's like, yeah, no, get on the voyage. This is where you need to be at. And so he rides the giraffe to get to the ship and jump on the ship. The worst CGI in the entire movie. It looks like we're watching an animated film. Like it is so fucking bad and embarrassing. But he gets on the ship and he's learning the language and all this other stuff. He's picking it up way too quick, it seems like, but whatever. Then Blair, Michael Sheen's character, catches up, and he's just a cartoon character basically. I guess the performance is all right, but like he's such a ridiculous cartoon villain with the way that he's talking and the way that he's interacting with the people underneath him, the soldiers and all that. It does not work. But he catches up to them way too quickly, and so that's when we have the situation where they have to attach the ship to the whale so they can get away. And then almost because they know that there's not much to this, they're like, okay, we need to make at least one stop before we get to the island that we need to get to with the Eden tree. So they stop in Monteverde, I think it was called. And so they stop there, and obviously, like I said, King Rasuli and Antonio Banderas is the ruler of that place. It's a place full of bandits and things. And I guess Doolittle and Lily were both from there, and that's how they met, I guess. But he took her away and everything. So that's why King Rasuli is like, okay, don't ever step foot here ever again. But they need to go there because they have Lily's journal. And I was thinking, how did they get Lily's journal when she was on her way there, on this, this voyage when she died? And it's because they went there to where the ship wrecked, and they were actually able to like salvage the journal. Nothing else but that journal. It's like, okay, I guess the plot needs it. It's completely, at least to me, it seemed like it was completely undamaged and anything. It's like, okay, that's convenient. I thought the wife was gonna pop up again. Like she was gonna be at that island when they finally get there, and she's just been, stranded there this whole time. But no, the wife's actually dead. So they get there, and they need to get the journal. Stubbins is involved. The dragonfly is helping them, stuff like that, and they get captured. And so that's when he's in the cell with the tiger, Barry. And so the tiger is like, the tiger is talking about certain, because I guess he's an old patient of Dr. Doolittle, and it becomes a lame therapy session where he's like, my mom always loved my brother more than me, and my mom's never been proud of me, she never accepted me, and things like that. It's like, okay, this could be interesting in a better written movie. In this is It's like, okay, let's just hurry up and get this over with. So then he's like, okay, but I actually will eat you, even though Dr. Doolittle's trying to calm him down and things like that. That's when the other animals get involved because they were still on the ship. And so the dragonfly goes to get him, and the parrot, which I believe was Emma Thompson, the parrot is like, "Go get my dynamite." I was like, "What?" So they get the dynamite and they blow holes in like the area and everything, the cell and everything, and that's how Doolittle's able to get out. But Blair Mudfly is his whole name. He has a past with Doctor Doolittle. Michael Sheen's character, he actually ends up there, takes the journal, and then destroys their ship so they can't follow them to the island. Right. The whole thing was for them to try to stop Doolittle from getting there, but now it's like, no, 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 we're gonna go there ourselves instead. It's like, okay. So that's when we get the moment where King Rasuli starts identifying with Doolittle, and he's like, okay, all right, I'll let you go. Not only am I going to let you go, I'm going to give you a ship so that you can use to get to that island. So he gets to the island, and a dragon gets involved. Right, there's a dragon there where the Eden tree is, and the dragon pretty much takes out all the villains, including Michael Sheen's character Blair. And so now it's like, okay, it's them versus the dragon, like the animals and Doctor Dolittle. And it's like, okay, how is this going to end? And it ends by by Doctor Dolittle. At first he's like identifying with the dragon because the dragon lost a loved one, the person they were in love with, or I guess the dragon they were with. And so Dr. Doolittle's identifying with the dragon that, oh, I lost, my wife. And so they're connecting on that level. And so the dragon's just gonna let him go. And by the way, like this looks so bad. Like this is some really bad stuff. Some of the worst, some of the worst looking stuff in the movie, where Doolittle's being held up by the dragon in the dragon's tail. The lighting isn't right. You can clearly tell that the movement isn't right when it comes to the tail and him. It's so obvious that this is not real and that he's not actually being held up by this dragon. It looks so fucking bad. But whatever, the dragon's gonna let him go. Then he realizes, wait a minute, something's wrong with your stomach. So Dr. Doolittle then has the animals hold the dragon down while he goes and, I'm not making this up, digs things out of the dragon's ass as the dragon's like farting on him and the squirrel getting farts blowing into their face and everything. And he's pulling out knight's armor and things like that. And then finally, the thing that's really stopping up the dragon is some bagpipes. And so he pulls the bagpipes out and that helps the dragon. So now the dragon is like, yeah, you guys can you've earned this. You can take the fruit from the Eden tree. It's like, man, so you guys didn't know what to do with this dragon. You guys clearly didn't know what to do with this. So this is just what you came up with, I guess. So they get back. It seems like the queen's just gonna, I guess, die by the time they get back, but they get back seemingly pretty quick, it seems like. And they get back to the queen, expose this Lord Thomas Bagley, played by Jim Broadbent, who's doing another really goofy, silly, weird voice where it's really deep for no reason or whatever. It's like that didn't work at all. Every time he opened his mouth, I'm like, why did they decide to do that? But whatever, they expose him because Dr. Doolittle left this little insect thing there to watch over things, and I guess he was able to find that out that he did it. And the way that he's able to prove it is that the nightshade uh, flower, whatever it is, that he was using to poison the queen, he still has like in his coat. It's like, why do you still have that? She's already dying from it. Why do you still have it on you? It's like, what? It's just so that they can actually have evidence and prove that he's doing it. It's kind of an action scene with him fighting the soldiers and stuff like that, but he exposes them and saves the queen with the fruit. And then, you know, this guy gets taken away, the actual villain, and everything's good now. He's Stubbins is his actual apprentice, like fully his apprentice now, and can talk to the animals. He's opened up that animal sanctuary now to where anybody can just come in and approach him and bring animals to him and things like that, like before. And they will also go on the occasional voyage also from now on, and that's it. This movie is goofy and silly as fuck, right? It's just it's so annoying. It's so annoying, but at the same time, there's so little actually going on, like so little actual story here that it actually is boring. Like you hear how bad it is with the animals. You hear certain things like the Godfather reference and that he's pulling the bagpipes out of a dragon's ass in the end. It's like you hear all that and you're like, oh, I gotta see just how bad this is. But like, there's so little to it that either it's annoying the shit out of you or it's boring you. So you can't even really enjoy watching it to laugh at it. It really is just that bad. So yeah, this is embarrassing for everybody involved. You got all these names here. I didn't even mention them all. So Rami Malek, Emma Thompson, John Cena, like I said, Camille Najani. You also got Octavia Spencer. She was a duck. Tom Holland, I said he was the dog. Craig Robinson's the squirrel. Ralph Fiennes, he was that that tiger. Selena Gomez was one of the characters, but Marion Cotillard. It is crazy the names you got in this for this fucking bullshit. So I'm giving this trash. It's like it's just so close. It's so close to getting my bottom rating. It's just missing getting my bottom rating. I'm giving it trash. I think that's what I originally gave it, but Wow, this is bad. Don't watch it out of curiosity. Don't even bother. Um, yeah, this, yeah. Oh man, I was so annoyed watching this. But whatever. That's Doolittle. Like I said, trash. Subscribe, and we're done.